Archero 2 fans keep asking me, what's the best equipment? What's the best build? I've gotten these questions over and over. So in today's video, we're going to take a look at what is the best equipment and what is the best build. Now, this question comes with so many questions and so many asterisks that I know when I've already talked about this with people, they always have their own opinions on what is the best and where's the tier ranked and what's meta and all that. So in order to sort of get rid of all of people's opinions and stick with facts, what we're going to do is we're going to look at what are some of the top players right now. What characters are they using? What equipment are they using? What do those builds look like? So in order to do our rankings, what we're going to do is we're going to go into rankings on the main screen here, and we can see that the number one player is Gior. Now you can see that Gior has a Dracula build, and you know from my other videos that I am a huge Dracula fan. I'm using Dracula myself, absolutely love Dracula, but we'll see that they've got the Dracula character, and let's take a look at what equipment they're using. So you can see they've got, now obviously everything is top level S tier, but they're using the dragon crossbow, the dragon amulet, dragon ring, dragon armor, dragon helmet, and the dragon boots. So they are head to toe in dragon gear, and you can see their power is 762,249. Number two is Slam Boss. You can see Slam Boss here has a power of 427,000, and it looks like just like the number one player, they are using all dragon equipment. Now theirs isn't mastered out to the red, you know, they're still in the orange there, but you're using all the dragon equipment. And this is important to know because as a beginning player, you don't want to spend too many resources on things that you're not really going to use later on if you can get by without using them. But now when we get to the number three player, this is where things take a little bit of a turn. So CYXH is the number three player right now. You can see their power is 219,323. They're using Seraph as a character, and while they're using the dragon crossbow, you can see they've got the Oracle amulet, the Oracle ring, the Oracle armor, the Oracle helmet, and the Oracle boots. So we know that there's different levels of different like sets of the S tier gear. And while they're using the dragon crossbow, they're using all of the Oracle other stuff. Now, that's the top three. Let's go to the next few and see what kinds of patterns we can find here. So, Manutan, who's number four. Now, this is our first appearance of Ada as a character, but you can see that, you know, very similar type build. Number five, we're going to Seraph again. So this is the second time we've seen a Seraph character. And now this is the first time that we're going to see stuff that's not S gear. So this is stuff that you might have at an early like level in the game. You can see they're using the heroic longbow, the amulet of decisiveness. We've got the echo ring. We do have dragon armor. We've got the griffin helmet, and then the boots of decisiveness. So again, whether or not they have all the other like tier gear or what they're using, or if they're using gear specifically for their build, I don't know, but we can just look at what they're actually using. So that's the top five. I do want to look at the next few just to see what else we're finding. So number six, you can see we've got the, well, it looks like they have the Seraph skin. I wasn't expecting that since the icon wasn't Seraph, but they've got a nice mixture of some of the dragon equipment, but then they also have the echo ring, as well as the boots of destruction. The number seven player's got my boy Dracula, but all dragon gear. Number eight, we've got a lot of Oracle gear, but let's take a look at some of the stuff that's not S tier. We've got the Echo armor. This is the first time we're seeing the Echo helmet. And then, oh, we've got the Oracle boots, which is S tier. We're going to keep going to the next few. We're going to look at the top 10 here. So then we've got IMSQQ, who's got the Seraph skin. And again, we're going to look at just the stuff that's not S tier. Once again, we see the Echo ring, the armor of destruction, and then the Echo boots. And then finally, we've got our first Nyanja. And Nyanja, which is Puffin, we see our first beam staff. Now this is, I see this a lot at the lower levels of the beam staff, but I wasn't sure. Could this be a good end game sort of tool? This person has a level 2 beam staff. And again, their overall power is 124,232. They also have the Amulet of Destruction. We've got the Echo Armor and the Helmet of Decisiveness. Now we could keep going and look at the top, 100 or so, but I'm seeing a lot of patterns here. And I think at the end of the day, when people ask, what do I have to level up? What's not worth leveling up? We do see some patterns of some equipment that isn't S tier, but I think what is important to see from this is people are winning with all different combinations. So if you find a combination that works for you, maybe it's not the best, maybe it's not meta, maybe you're not seeing that build anywhere. I do think it's important that if it's working for you, because some people might look at this, if I didn't tell you what people were ranked and I just showed this, you would probably have some opinions on what works, what doesn't work. But as you're seeing, some of these top 10 players are making some really interesting combinations work. Obviously, we know the S tier gear is S tier. However, some of those other people have S tier mixed with some of the other things that you get early in the game. So if you're finding something where you're like, you know what, this is working for me, I say keep going for it, because right now the game is so new that there isn't anything that doesn't work or you have to have this to compete. We're seeing, whether whales or free to play, we're seeing all different combinations. I do think it's very important to say though, early on in the game, as you're finding out what you like, what style you want to play, what characters you like, it's really important to collect those resources and not fuse them right away, because you might think, oh, I love this, set of destruction tools or this echo equipment. And then as you get a couple of levels deeper, like, oh man, I just unlocked this and I want to fuse, but I already fused this. I would say collect those resources, get a feel for what style you like to play, what characters, like what perks you think you need, don't need, and really just collect them so that when you find your style as you go later into the game, you have a lot of materials built up that you can then use to building sort of your end game build. So if any of this information in this video was helpful to you, please make sure to give this video a like. And even if this wasn't helpful to you, please give it a like, because I know this Archero 2 community is really building fast. The game has become very popular very quickly, and we're trying to provide as much content to users and viewers as possible so that you have all this information, because there aren't a lot of great guides that sort of walk you through how to get to the end game. So we're trying to build this stuff as we go. So please make sure you let me know in the comment section what kinds of guides and builds and things that you want to see in the future. And most importantly, make sure if you've already subscribed that you've turned notifications on, because we're constantly doing code videos every time new codes are released. So you want to make sure that you have that notification set so you get notified as soon as codes become available, because they don't last very long and you want to get them before they expire. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.